it meant so much to me. I just loved that character. I loved the story, and it honestly just feels like an honor and a privilege to get to portray her. It really does.
Bonjour! Bonjour! Bonjour!
Bonjour!
Ed anche il pane qui ha le stesse forme, uguali da un'eternità. È dal giorno in cui arrivammo che mio padre ed io pensammo questo posto è provinciale.
Just living up to my own childhood expectations of the film, because I just loved it as a child, and you know, there's something really sacred about this story and about the character of Belle, and just wanting to do her justice.
Papà! Belle, fuggi! Questo castello è vivo!
Chi è là?
Vuole prendere il posto di suo padre.
Venga alla luce!
You know, the wonder of fairy tales is that, you know, in order for them to last, in order for them to become classics, they have to have messages that last throughout time, and every generation that comes to a fairy tale will find something new in it. They might find a lot of the same things, but they might find new things. They might see things in it that actually they aren't as true as the last telling, or, you know, there's just subtle differences, I think, and that's what the magic is about, you know. And so really it's about keeping that magic alive and carrying that torch forward, you know.
Mostrami la ragazza.
Guardala! E se fosse quella giusta? Colei che spezzerà l'incantesimo? Allo?
Sai parlare?
Ma certo che sa parlare!
I do think it was given a lot of credit at the time for that. That was a big story. There were so many big stories with Beauty and the Beast. It was really, when you think of it, it was the kind of the first CGI approach to animation, and it was this like full-on, you know, I think the New York Times called it the best Broadway musical of 1991. This full-on, you know, theatrical score.
E quando cade l'ultimo petalo, che succede?
Il padrone rimarrà una bestia per sempre.
E noi diventeremo antiquariato. Che le ho fatto?
Niente.
Vada via da qui! Via!
Well, be our guest, right? Because that was conceived as something that was only limited by the imagination of the animators, right? And no matter what you do, there is still a limitation to what you believe can happen in a room like this. You know, and especially in our movie where we decided to really tether it to one period, 1740s France, right? So how do they like that scene? How do they, you know, all those things, just endless conversations about trying to figure out how to make that work, you know? And, you know, you can't cheat it. When you do at the end of that number, in this big Bollywood finale, have hundreds of dishes and utensils and napkins, you also have to figure out where they go. How do they make an exit? How do they get on? You know, things like that you don't really worry about so much, you know, in an animated film.
Yeah, I mean, that yellow dress is so iconic, isn't it? And I think that it also really is part of one of the most special moments of the film, which is where you see Beast and Belle fall in love. And I just love that dance sequence, and being in that ballroom, and just the whole thing is like, I think it's one of the most iconic moments in cinema.
I learned to waltz in stilts. I first of all learned to waltz on the ground, it should be said, and Emma and I really first got to know each other on the dance floor. You know, we had months and months of learning that waltz and perfecting that waltz, and eventually I graduated to the stilts, and yeah, pulled it off on stilts as well, which was an incredible achievement. And waltzing anyway is a great feeling, you know, but to feel that you are waltzing the waltz at the center of one of your favorite fairy tales of all time, it's pretty special.
Rising in the